Looks like we clicked it this time. We are actually live. Joey and Big B of Underage Packers after the Rams got their lunch bag handed to them to keep it in appropriate terms here on a wonderful 8/13 night, January 16th, year of our Lord 2021. Packers, I mean, can't get any better than that. Joining us is the legend, the man who goes on only the best of podcasts, Tyler Herrick. How are you doing, Tyler?
I am here. Go, Pack, go.
I love your movable mic. You know, you got it in your hand. Like what's up with that there?
Oh, what's funny is I actually have a blue, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm. Oh, blue snowball.
Yeah, hang on. That's around here. I got one of those, but it doesn't. I mean, I like it, but it's whatever. Anyways, I started using the shotgun mic that I got that came along with my DSLR thing. So. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just tends to work better now until I can get enough money to get a Shure SM7B, which I could get right now, but I don't feel like it. So
yeah, you know, I'm fine with this mic, but it's just it takes up a lot of room, and it's something I think I could improve. So I asked Matt. You know, I loved Matt Ramages. I asked him, you know, what's your mic? I asked him to send me a link. He's like, oh, here's it's $300. Here it is. So
$400, and that's just for the mic. You still have to get a lifter, which is like another $100.
Exactly.
You got to get a stand and then a mic and then inputs and a mixer and all that kind of stuff. And here we are. We're the suckers. Big B's over here just talking straight into his.
I know, and it sounds better than mine. Exactly. All right. So we'll talk a little bit about that game there. Obviously, I mean, does it get any better than that? Like I'm, you know, Taylor, how old were you during 1996 season?
1996, man. I was 4 years old, man. Four. So I was living the dream, you know.
Just about the age I was in 2010.
Exactly.
I just want to so bad be able to say the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, older fans have been able to say that in a decade. I obviously didn't know what was going on. So we've been to the NFC Championship so many times. I'm just looking forward to next week. And like literally, you know, a poll is going around. Oh, would you rather face the Bucks or the Saints? I literally do not care.
Yeah, who cares?
Because exactly because the Rams or the Saints and the Buccaneers should just be just as scared of Aaron Rodgers as we are, more scared of Aaron Rodgers than we are of Alvin Kamara or the scary Bucs defense. You know, I don't care. Big B, any preference as far as who we play?
No, I don't care.
He said no.
I don't care, John.
I'll take it. Look at that W.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting. Rodgers versus, like, literally, please give me Drew Brees. It would kind of be, it'd be child abuse or adult abuse. I don't know. To put him out there in a freezing Lambeau Field and 40% chance of snow right now. Like, dude, I mean, I don't know why he's a starter in the league at this point other than his name is Drew Brees. Just like the quote from Mike McCarthy in the 2007 NFC Championship game, if he wasn't Brett Favre, I'd bench him.
Right.
That's pretty much the whole reason Drew Brees is starting all this year. And we won't get political with the Jordan Love talk, but there's a lot you could talk about that relating to the thing.
What's funny is I saw Jordan Love was trending on Twitter today. I was like, okay, first of all, to the national audience who is just joining us because you didn't care to pay attention throughout the entire season, welcome. Okay, number one, Jordan Love has nothing to do with this season. We're not even interested in talking about Jordan Love because that topic was for lack of a better term, beat to death earlier this year. Yeah. So we don't even care about that. Number two, hi, how you doing? Yeah, we're the Green Bay Packers. Nice to meet you. We're one game away from the Super Bowl. So, but yeah, I just thought that was funny that it was trending.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this with Andy. The fact, you know, the people that hated it in April will still hate it if they end up winning the Super Bowl.
Dude, I saw so much of that. Yeah. I saw people talking about it today. You know what I mean? Just tweeting about that and wide receivers, and you know, it's like, dude, one game away from the Super Bowl. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
And the people that supported it in April will support it even more if they end up winning. Like,
right.
How many teams will be jealous. I mean, NFC North fans, they're gonna give us all this crap at least for now about the drafting Jordan Love. I'm sure they'll be regretting. They'll want those word backs in 5 years when they have to go through another 15 years of domination here. I mean, they suck in their own right there, but it's like they're able to use their whole draft on the players that are going to win them the Super Bowl in 2022, 2023, and they win a Super Bowl with what are their additions? Christian Kirksey and Rick Wagner?
Right.
Absolutely incredible. Let's see, Jalen Ramsey exposed. Got to talk about that.
Seriously.
I mean, Alan Lazard got past Jalen Ramsey.
He was cooking up.
Yeah, exactly. On a 3rd and 14 catch. I love it. We heard way too much about the scary Jalen Ramsey this week. They put that 2-1 in. Maybe what were you thinking when you were watching Jalen Ramsey get absolutely Devontae cut plenty of separation when he could. I'll have to look up his stat line there. But Jalen Ramsey, thoughts on his great performance today? He did more crying than he did make big plays.
Yeah, I thought Jalen played absolutely phenomenal. Given Devon.
What was it?
What?
What was the last part of that?
What?
What was the last part of your comment there?
I forgot. I'm tired.
I agree. I agree.
What he was trying to say was he's thankful for Jalen Ramsey for
There we go.
giving up his life to Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard. Thank you. We appreciate Jalen Ramsey.
Good way to put it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's hilarious how everybody, like I tweeted out on Cheesehead, it was just this week's Derrick Henry. Every week, I think Nagler said it best. Every week they pick a boogeyman, and Jalen Ramsey was it. But whatever, a lot of talking, not a lot of production. It's like that's fine. When you come around, you be doing this. Talk. You don't want to post up.
Post up. Exactly. Love it. I mean, Rodgers throwing the touchdown to Devontae was incredible. Devontae, if you watched the videos Underage Packers was putting out this week, you would have heard me say that they're going to move Devontae Adams around. So I don't know exactly how much yards Jalen Ramsey himself allowed. At least 14 and 2. 66 yards today, average of 7.3. I mean, pretty good performance against Jalen Ramsey, and Jalen should have went to across the sideline and handed his All-Pro to Jair Alexander.
Seriously, because he was out there locking everybody down. It was awesome. It was great to see.
Yeah, I mean, there was at no point. Well, that would be a lie if I say I wasn't nervous at some point in the game here.
Third quarter nerves. That's typical for this team, though. I mean, if you've watched this team at all this year, it's been always the same. Get out to a big lead, tight in the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter will decide what actually happens. That's basically what's been going on this whole year. So nothing new there.
So we always have like a two score lead like we did today. Are the other team going to do it? And then they never do, just because the Packers are able to put out a great drive at the end when they need it. Let's talk about the defense, how they performed today, because first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, they weren't too good. But in the fourth quarter, they stepped up.
When it mattered.
Yes, that's what they've been doing all year. I mean, they get Rashawn Gary sack of the great bust on a big third down. They don't get it on fourth down. I don't understand what's a wide receiver screen on 4th and 14. I didn't know Mike McCarthy took over for the Rams there. But yeah, I mean, could have had better play calling for the Rams offense. I don't know anything, but.
Well, it's just funny how everybody was hyping up, Sean McVay again and just saying, LaFleur is his apprentice and McVay knows what's up. And I'm like, no, this is not the 2019 49ers. And they never won. So. And besides, the 2019 49ers, for as well as they were coached, because they are still incredibly coached, by Shanahan, but it's just not the same. You can't compare the two, and it never was going to be that type of game. So
yeah,
I think it's gonna be totally fine. And just the story, I don't know, just the fact that we got our playoff win is just, it's so awesome because the story of this team from, just from the time that obviously, with COVID and then in training camp and all that kind of stuff or lack thereof. And, Big B looking through fences and, from like, doesn't that feel like it was just yesterday? I mean,
it does.
Is there anything that you saw, like, Big B, is there anything that you saw, like, while you were there that you could just tell, like, was there sometimes, there's like a vibe about a team or the way a team looks or anything like that? I mean, just as a fan, like, did you see anything about this team that you thought that we would be where we are today?
No, but I did see Matt LaFleur has an absolute cannon still. So
that's awesome. Saginaw Valley State, Omaha beef.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I find it interesting that Big B didn't feel any anger towards the guy that told him to leave. I mean, what are you gonna do about it?
So. Wait. Tell that story again. So you're hanging out, taking pictures and stuff? What happened?
No, well, I had my phone like propped up like on the fence, so then I can like zoom in.
What side of the fence were you on? Were you on where the old steakhouse used to be, or were you on the side of like that lane where they post all the stuff during the game day, where they put all the selling stuff and the bars and stuff like that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I just had my phone propped up like this on the fence, and I was just like zooming in so I can actually see what the hell's happening and like see. And I guess I put my phone up and took it down too quick, because then here comes the guy.
And he was hustling.
He was on a mission to shut Big B's enterprise down.
And I'm guessing it was a team security guy.
Actually, I don't even know who the hell that guy was.
Plainclothes? Was he plainclothes? Like, was he not wearing a uniform or anything?
No, I don't think so.
Weird.
But he was hanging out there.
So. You really should have told him, I'm Mark Murphy's grandson. What is he supposed to say to that?
Yeah, exactly. I'll prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm too young to have a driver's license.
When I get my driver's license in 8 weeks here, I'm going to quote tweet your tweet you sent a few weeks back that said, at least I'm old enough to drive. And I'm going to say, what do you got now? Ever since you sent that, I've been looking forward to that.
I'm old enough to drive.
Yeah, exactly. Now I gotcha. God, I love it. I mean, this season has really gone by, and I was just watching a video yesterday of like just a few plays from every single game, and I'll show this my favorite poster here. That's 80 pounds because of the frame, but it's every single result from the 2010 season, even the losses. I hope they make a remake of that for this year, because I'm going to look. It's going to be even more special that I can recount all of the games. I can recount all of the episodes and the weird titles me and Big B had. And I'll, like whenever someone says, "Oh, 5 years or 10 years ago, the Packers did this," I'm like, "Oh yeah, they did." I mean, just even going back to that week 1 match against Minnesota, week 2 putting another 40 burger on Detroit. Beating a great team in the Saints, and here we are. I mean, that was the most fearful thing I had in my mind. Just the fact that this season could end. I was confident that they could win. I didn't fear the Rams, but the fact that this could be the last game.
Yeah. And now, it's the finality of it all. It's scary. I mean, that's the thing with playoffs. It's like, dude, can you imagine if we were like sitting here talking right now? I wouldn't be talking, by the way. We're sitting here talking right now. If we had lost, that'd be it. Season's over. Pack it up. See you guys in April? See you on Cheesehead Trivia, in a couple months. Like, that's it. Like, oh man.
Start the countdown.
So depressing. Like, it's so sad. And that's why I get so defensive online when it comes to people being upset that we've gone to 4 NFC championship games in the last whatever years. And I saw that tweet today. Somebody was like, "Oh, we've gone to 4 NFC championships and whatever. I sure hope we get one of these times. It would be nice to do something different." And I'm like, you should go look at the LA Rams subreddit right now, because you know what they're talking about in their loss? How happy they were that they made it to the divisional round. Okay. Literally proud of this team. Glad we made it this far. Yep. just like Negler brought it up too, like Buffalo Bills fans welcoming their team home when they won the North or whatever. It's like, oh my God, can you imagine? And it's not even about like ripping on people who, don't appreciate the little things, because I get everybody handles things differently, but it's just have some perspective, have some perspective as I spill my Kroger seltzer water. Shout out to Dry January.
It's not even, I mean, even the narrative that Rodgers only has one ring. Can you imagine how much the narrative would
only one?
If he wins 2 of those before, he wins only one of them. So 2 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins. Like, it is a completely different idea, and that just goes to, so much of it is put into Super Bowl and nothing else into consideration, and it'll be interesting to see he could end up winning these next 2 Super Bowls, and but it is crazy the fact that he's like 3 wins away from having 4 Super Bowl appearances. But there'll be time to reflect on that after he retires and sob about it.
Man, I'm not ready for it.
I won't. I'll be bittering I don't know, man. A bitter, sour, sweet response. The fact that, all right, we're moving into a new era, and now I got to take down all these posters.
Like it's all you guys, have ever known.
Yeah.
I mean, for me too. I mean, it's not like I knew all these Favre era games. It's like, not really. I was still a kid. I think it was when I remember my dad told me that I met Aaron Rodgers on his very first training camp. I don't even remember that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even remember how old I was, but definitely not even high school yet.
Yeah.
So
that's the craziest thing. I mean, like,
shit, I would have remembered that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Yeah, thanks. You're a better fan than me. I get it.
Trying to remember. Shoot. I went to like a preseason game, 2012, training camp, and like probably that same year. And like my brother got a high five from Clay Matthews, so he remembers that. But other than that, I haven't met Aaron Rodgers.
My only memory from a kid going to training camp was riding the bikes with some undrafted free agent. I can't even remember who it was. And then it was going into the media scuffle. I'm pretty sure I probably bumped into, a Mike Clemens or somebody like that. And like literally pushing my way through the media scuffle and getting Mike Sherman's autograph on a hat. And this was like in the late season this happened, like after a game or something like that, going into the media scuffle, getting his autograph on a Packers hat, and then he got fired like 2 days later or a day later.
All your fault.
Definitely my fault.
Yeah. I will, Corey's story of how he held the camera, or was it Corey's friend? He held the camera and he just walked into the media lane. I wonder how, it'd be difficult for me and Big B, but if I gave my brother a lanyard, hand him some like fancy camera, shoot, who's gonna tell him no?
When I was in high school, like later in high school, we used to go to a lot of like concerts and shows and stuff like that in downtown Milwaukee when I lived up there. And we would like go to the Rave, which is like this venue in downtown Milwaukee and super popular or whatever. And we would make fake lanyards for the bands that were playing, like fake whatever. Like we would look up like, hey, what's the slate? Like what bands are playing? We'd make fake lanyards, and then we'd bring like either an empty guitar case or like hi-hats from a drum kit, and just walk back door. And like what we figured out was like if you just wore skinny jeans and acted confident and carried something with you, like you could get in anywhere. So can we get into Lambeau Field next week, the 3 of us? Probably. Okay. Probably. Will we get arrested? Absolutely. But will it be worth it? That's up for you guys to decide. So.
Yeah, we'll have to. Let's say. We're just giving them all the evidence right here. But I know a guy whose dad is assistant equipment manager for the Packers. So whenever I see him on TV, I'm like, there he is. And we'll work out something with him. Don't tell anyone. We'll get one of his equipment bags, walk in, act all confident. Maybe we're the ball boy. I don't know.
One of those like high vis vests on.
Yeah, exactly. God, it will be great.
Yeah, but no, this team, you guys, this is so exciting that we're going into the NFC Championship. It's almost like not hit me yet. I feel like it'll hit me like midweek, but like right now, I'm like, okay, good, we got the win. All right, now what? What do we do? What's next, guys? I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, the weird thing will be when like the last 2 times we went into an NFC Championship games, like, shoot,
not good.
Enjoy it while it lasts. I mean, those were heartbreakers in itself. So we're going into. I would say we're the betting favorite. We're the favorites in this game, no matter who we're facing. I'm looking forward to it. So I guess we'll end it off with this. There's always, especially with the 2010 run, when they were underdogs all 3 games. There's a lot of moments where you look back on that very fondly. So, Big B, I'll ask you, what memory, or 5 years from now, because this isn't going to be a run like 2019 where you have a lucky win and then a heartbreaker. I expect them to play at least a very competitive game next week. What is the memory that you will look back on most with this game?
Oof. Shoot, I don't know. Just how good we played, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a specific play, it would be Alan Lazard's touchdown.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
It's especially after he dropped 2 there, and then that was kind of the dagger. I tweeted out NFC Championship game, here we come, and some guy, of course, had to say, because it's Twitter. Hold on here. Got a question here from Nick. Thanks for watching, Nick. What did you think of the fight between Donald and Jenkins? I love it. I love hearing them cry.
That was hilarious. That was the best part of the game, to be honest.
Exactly.
So salty. All of them were so salty. Like, Ramsey throwing his hands up. Like, I think, to be honest, that's what I'm going to remember most is all the hype about Ramsey and Donald. And then, literally within the first few minutes, Ramsey is throwing a temper tantrum on the sidelines and throwing his hands up after Adams clearly got schemed wide open. I'm not saying that Adams beat him or anything like that. He was going in motion. He had his head spinning for a little bit. But being schemed wide open in the end zone, that was fantastic. And then, of course, Donald did like the fact that a 25-year-old, year 2 offensive line. What year is Elton Jenkins? I mean, I feel like he's on the team forever with how good he is. Year 2 offensive guard is literally putting him into the ground like he's nobody.
Yeah. I mean, the pass rush was barely a problem in this game. Not even like in past games where, there isn't a sack recorded, but the pressure was put on. This was not a factor in this game.
That's the one thing I wanted to say, too, is offensive line, unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. Like, you wouldn't even know Bakhtiari was gone. And I'm not saying, look, we'll just lock him up forever. He's incredible. We need him. But you wouldn't have even, they're playing their hearts out for this dude, and I love it. That's me this whole season. I'm, finding ways, Green Bay versus the world, Green Bay versus everybody. You know what I mean? Small town, big time LA, A
lot of there were so many misconceptions from LA fans about this team. Oh, they don't have anybody out of Adams, so Ramsey has them locked down. Who cares? Their offensive line sucks without David Bakhtiari. Wow. They've never heard of Elton Jenkins, Corey Linsley, and Billy Turner.
I love it that way. Keep it that way, under the radar.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm looking forward to next week. Me and Big B will see what's going on. If we're still tired tomorrow morning, what's going on with everything.
I'll let you kids go to bed. What time is it right now?
8:37. I'm 37 minutes past my bedtime.
Oh, it's only 7:37 here in Arizona. Who do you guys want to play next week? Do you even care? I know you said earlier that you don't really care, but
don't care.
You don't care.
I think either way, it will be.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer not to face the Bucks speedy linebackers that kind of cut off those toss plays and stuff that we like to run. But at the same time, no, I don't care. I think we win no matter who it is.
Yeah, because I think the Buccaneers have a power to scare us more, just because what you mentioned, and get into our faces in the first quarter. The Saints have very tough defense. But I mean, just about 32.
Find a way to get lucky in the playoffs. So
exactly, we want to avoid that. We just dropped 32 on the number 1 defense in the league. Great win. I'm going to go now rewatch that game while I'm watching Buffalo, and hopefully I don't fall asleep. Thanks, Tyler, for joining us.
Of course. You guys go to bed. Get out of here, kids. Go, Pack, go. We're on to the championship game.
Any final thoughts, Big B?
Jamal Williams should have had a touchdown tonight.
Seriously.
When you tweeted out that you added like literally no context, and you literally just tweeted Jamal Williams, you idiot. And I thought you were going after Jamal, but you were going after the commentator. So it's all good.
Yeah, the commentator said Jamal Adams again. Like, learn his effing name.
Seriously. He was out there. He had literally like 3 drives where he was literally controlling the line of scrimmage by himself. Like, I'm pretty sure there was no one else on the field but Jamal Williams. And then all of a sudden these guys are like, oh, Jamal Adams. You're like, what? Who is this?
Well, it's not as bad as Kenny Keene last week. I mean, come on.
Kenny King, Jamal. My favorite is the one guy that was like, and Marquez Valdez Sconkalongon.
Yeah.
Like, what? Who? Nobody can ever pronounce it.
Guys, if we're in Lambeau Field next week, well, if we're not here next week, don't ask us where we are. Don't ask about the equipment bag I'll have in my room this week.
And if you see us on the sidelines, it's not
don't
us.
say anything. Yeah.
We just have those big, really obnoxious fake mustaches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we wore a mask, I mean, that might the team issued mask. I have the team issued sweatshirt, so we got plans in place. All right, go Pack, go everybody.
Go.